The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Happy anniversary, Town of Easton, Massachusetts, and welcome to Easton 300, a monthly TV show that goes way back to its start, which was January of 2023. Our very first show had the same guests that we have sitting with us today. And of course, there's so much involved in the celebration, heading up 2 events and also handling all the merchandise for the year-round celebration. I'm Dave Clifton. I'm here with Brian Hoffman. We're happy to co-host this show. I'm not sure it's gone national, but the fact is it's brought a lot of people in the town together.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
hopefully
really
the people that are watching are going to get a bird's eye view of the upcoming signature event scheduled for December 27th. It'll be at Stonehill College, and we thank the college so much for hosting a couple of the events. The very first event, and of course the event that's coming up on December 27th. And you can relate to that, Brian, being an alumni at Stonehill College.
Yeah, I was literally just over there on Saturday for what I think was their final home football game. They played Robert Morris University, and they played them well, but lost in the fourth quarter. But it's an amazing institution. When I went there, Dave, it was, maybe a third of the size that it is now in terms of the campus and the buildings. But it's always been a college that has heart and that has real strength in terms of its relationship to the community. I mean, I go back to when we had a town and gown committee from the select board that met regularly with the folks from the college to make sure that everything that happened between the town and the school was the best that could happen for both. And the school has always been that. And it's no surprise that Father John has said, yeah, come and use our facilities, because it's a jewel when you think of what we've got in the town, so many jewels. So it's great to have them as concelebrants in this year-long
Not only does the
festivities.
college have heart, but Father John Denning, the president of Stonehill College, has lots of heart as well, and I think it spreads like wildfire. And let's introduce our guest. To my left, we have Annemarie Taylor, and she's a worker, no doubt about it, and we've seen that for a few years, because that's when the committee started planning and preparing a year-round celebration. And on my right, Amanda Hurley. There's a bunch of Hurleys in town, not sure if they're all related, but I do know that Amanda has stepped up to do whatever she could to make this celebration work. And we're going to be doing a lot of thank yous today. And
We are.
We
should.
think about hundreds of volunteers involved in this celebration. I remember the very first meeting that we had. It was a meeting that brought 10 people together appointed by the select board.
Mm-hmm.
And the big question we all had was, what are we going to do?
Yep.
How are we going to pay for this?
Yes. Where's the money
What's the
gonna
first
come
thing
from?
we do?
Yeah.
The list went on, and we all looked at each other, and we knew at that time that we had a long ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to sit back and to see 90% of the committee that started with us are still with us. And even though they were appointed by the select board, there are also 80 plus folks in town who joined us.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have been voting members, that they played key roles.
They did.
And the
Indeed.
two people sitting next to me and you people who we couldn't do it without you guys. And so everybody worked together. And what I'm hearing is that people have enjoyed the celebration.
I've heard the same thing, and I think that Amanda and Annemarie, they're kind of on the front line whenever we have an event and there's merchandise available, or even if it's not the merchandise side of it, it's just coordinating things, making sure that a word gets passed to whomever it needs to get to. These two ladies have been, the vanguard of it. So I think that there's thousands of people in town who've gotten to know them just because they've either been saying what size shirt, or they've been saying, oh yes, you can get that over there. So it's like having tour guides and a concierge.
Lost
and,
children.
oh yeah, lost children.
A Band-Aid.
Yeah. But when you think about it, Dave, that kind of epitomizes what has happened in all of the other pieces of these celebrations for the last 2+ years. Whether it's a meeting to organize something or whether it's the actual execution of an event, the work that Annemarie and Amanda have done is just superhuman almost, and never batting an eye, never saying, okay, time out, let me out of this. It's just, how can we do it and how can we maybe do it better? And you can't ask for more than that.
And of course, the bottom line was our theme that we selected back in 2023, bringing families and the community together in such a positive way. We even have to thank the weatherman. We've had terrific weather for all of our events.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
I did a lot of praying this year.
Yes.
And I must have been a good boy because
I think Father John probably was saying a few prayers for us too.
I'll tell you.
He was so invested.
We even worked around whatever rain we had, and we still had events, and people still attended. And the most important thing is they brought their families together to enjoy a great community, Easton, Massachusetts. So I personally want to thank you both for doing a little bit extra. No doubt about it, it's what you've done that's helped make this celebration a giant celebration. But let's talk about the gala.
Yeah.
It's coming up. It's not too far away. It happens to be November 4th now, and on December 27th, we'll be at Stonehill College. It'll be at the Sally Blair Ames Sports Complex. And of course, how do we stand with the tenants, Annemarie?
The tenants, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting Amanda and I here today. Haven't seen Amanda in 5-6 minutes. I think we're living together now. We're working with babies on our hips and other babies feeding and working all the time. And it's been great. It's been great. It's such an honor to serve on this committee. The gala has been wonderful. First, let me say, talking to everybody, because I have to call everybody for payment, the hundreds and hundreds of people I've talked to, the first thing they say is, thank you. Your committee has done an amazing job on every single event. And that's so nice to hear. It's so nice that people are just thinking of the hard work of so many people and have enjoyed themselves. So that's really great. The gala is so exciting. I can't believe it's almost here, and it's really crunch time for us. Right now, our numbers are standing at 551. That can ebb and flow a little bit. Some people haven't sent in their payments yet. If you're one of them, please do, because we are shutting off ticket sales November 30th or till we get to a number. So if you're thinking about coming, please go to our website and fill out the form, and then I will call you for payment, or you can mail in a check. So that's how it's working. We have a lot of exciting things at the gala, and Father John Denny, as you mentioned, will be doing a welcome speech and a blessing, so don't start your salads before that. And we're just so excited. We're actually, a lot of people have called me because it was a bit hasty in saying we'll be mailing out your tickets in September, but we've gotten such a crazy response to this that we are in the process. We have been addressing and putting in things that we need to. So hopefully by beginning of next week, all the the responses we have now, the tickets will be mailed out. So don't worry. And it just took a little bit more time with the amount of people coming. So tables you can book in tables of 10 if you would like. It's $125 per ticket, or you can book single tickets, and that is open seating. Tables of 10 we will reserve for you under whatever name you want, and then that will have that name on the table. The tables that are numbered will be open seating. We're also going to have a little spot in the gala, and then I'll let it over to you, Amanda, because I know I'm talking a lot.
That's okay.
When we have an anniversary book coming out that's being done so beautifully by Chris Ventresco and his team, and that is on pre-sale now. Of course, it won't be done because he needs the pictures of the gala to add into it. So we will take a time where Amanda and I will announce that we will take payments for the anniversary book, and you can come see us out front during the dancing portion of the evening. I think that's just a great way to get the word out. I cannot wait for this book. I think I have ordered 3 copies of gifts for people, and we've seen a little preview.
Yep.
And it's absolutely amazing. Amanda's children are in a lot of the book. They're so adorable. But anyway, so did I miss anything? I'll pass it over to you. I know I didn't give the P.O. box or the website.
I did want to ask you a question, Amanda.
Sure.
We're going to be recognizing Avery Lee Williams. They have been so generous. It was one of the first donations that we received for the celebration.
Yep.
And on the top of my head, I know exactly the figure, $54,000.
Amazing.
And
Yeah, we appreciate that very much.
he was well known in the town, the late Avery Lee Williams. His son keeps his tradition going, and maybe you can tell us about some of the plans.
Yeah, so we are planning to make sure that Lee Williams is honored, and we appreciate that he gave that initial donation. We will have some fun stuff during cocktail hour that will be honoring him. We'll have a nice slideshow of photos from the year, as well as family photos of Lee from other events. We are gonna have a really great night. It's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be lots of dancing, some really good food. Stonehill, their caterer Bon Appetit, has provided us with a phenomenal menu of past appetizers, salad, dinner, dessert. It's really gonna be something else. So
I understand our congressman is going to join us for this event, Congressman Lynch. And he's certainly well known at the Capitol and well known here in the town of Easton, and we look forward to meeting and greeting him
Yes.
at the tail end of our anniversary celebration. It's interesting, Amanda, how many people have actually attended all the events. We were shocked at the very first event, which was the kickoff event.
Oh my goodness.
And at Stonehill College, we were saying to ourselves, if we get 1,000 people here, that's going to be a great crowd. And we ended up with 2,500 people.
Yeah.
That was absolutely fabulous. And you must have been shocked, Annemarie.
I think Amanda and I thought maybe 400 people.
yeah, we were hopeful for about to
I
break
think-
500.
I
yeah,
think within an hour, you guys were looking for, okay, we got to go get some
we were
more.
starting to
We
sweat.
couldn't
Gotta get
even
some more
make it out of the
merchandise.
gym. We were in the gym just checking with all the vendors, making sure everybody had Wi-Fi and all they needed. And I said, oh my God, Amanda, it's 1:10, nobody's here. And we went out to the foyer, and it was like just a wave, a sea of people coming in. And literally we had to kind of like slither out, and
Get
Dave
behind the table.
and
Yeah.
Dale were in the front, and we were passing out the Toll House cookies because she was from Easton originally, and we had the sponsor there handing out items, and Dale and Dave were greeting people, and it was like all day long. It just never.
I was shocked. I
stopped.
said to
Stopped.
Dale, is there a basketball game going on tonight that we weren't aware of?
right.
There were big crowds coming in, and it was
And it was freezing out.
the start of something big,
Yes.
Really was.
and it grew.
Yeah,
at each
and we've
event.
really seen a lot of the same people over and over at every
Yes.
event, and we really appreciate everybody coming out to everything. You know, January, that day was cold. January
was
4th
cold.
was freezing.
It
was windy, and everybody came out with their kids, with their parents, with their grandparents. I mean,
Yes.
everybody really came out and showed their appreciation for everything that the committee has done, and they wanted to support the town, and we see that at every single event.
Every
And
single
one of the
event.
amazing things was, while you were out at the table trying to keep up, I'm inside roaming around, seeing people on their phone talking to their neighbors saying, "You've got to get down here."
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
my-
didn't
yeah.
know
so,
that.
So there was an initial, 2 or 3 or 400 people in there, and then you'd go over to where Shoveltown had the little bar and wine and whiskey
Yeah, the
tasting
beer.
thing going on,
Yeah.
and everybody's at the high top tables going, "You really got to get down here. You know, the food's great. Kids are having a lot of fun."
I didn't
and so
know
people
that.
were, I think people were just out recruiting their neighbors to say, "Bring the kids.
Yeah.
There's lots of things for them to do," and there were.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it was so
much.
kid friendly.
And
Yes.
thank God we had the vans to transport
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
From
They
the
were
parking
just
lot to the site.
continuously running.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we will have them again.
Yes, we'll have
The
shuttles.
town will provide shuttles to us.
And thank you, Ken Wood,
Council on
for
Aging.
coordinating the
He's so great.
transportation.
Yeah, the
Yes.
transportation from the
Right.
Council on Aging, yeah,
Celebration.
that was
It's really huge, a
Yes.
huge help in
Because
bringing
it
the
could
community.
potentially be very cold that night too. And Stonehill, if you've ever been on the campus, is massive. So some of the parking lots are very far away.
They are.
So the shuttles are really necessary for that, especially in formal wear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
it's
it is cocktail attire.
Yes, exactly. I was
So
gonna
why
say
don't you
that.
explain to people, because I've had this question, and I say, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not Mr. Manners when it comes to stuff like that. What does cocktail attire mean? What do we expect people to do?
So cocktail attire is something that's on the dressier side. It doesn't mean you have to wear a tuxedo for men. It doesn't mean you have to wear a long gown.
Okay.
You can wear a short, just stunningly black dress or a beautiful pantsuit or something like that. I did have somebody talk to me the other day and she said, "Oh my God, I got this rose gold sequin dress for my son's wedding." And I thought I'd never wear it again. And I'm so excited because I'm going to wear it. So I was like, well, you're setting the bar really high for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is.
But
you know,
tie's
for-
not required. It can be dressy without a necktie for men, or do you think it should?
I
would
think
wear a
you would
tie.
have
Yeah?
a necktie.
Okay.
You
I've
don't have
been
to
to a
wear
couple
a
of
bow
galas,
tie, but
And
definitely
most
a
everybody
necktie.
had a tie on.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of them I've been to, it is, black tie. It's
Listen,
a
what
tux and
happens?
stuff,
What
so-
happens during the dancing portion of the night
Yeah, that's
will
when the tie
stay
disappears.
during the dancing portion
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
night.
Well,
So
that's
Yes.
true.
if you take your tie off at that point,
Okay.
no one's
That's
going to
fine.
say
So
anything.
we're
So
talking
it's a
jacket
little
and
bit
tie for
more
the
on the
men
formal side. So
and
jacket and
dressy.
tie. We do know some people that are wearing tuxes, and so it will be for women either just a beautiful pantsuit, or you can wear a dress to the knee, or I'm looking for a long dress, but I haven't gone out there shopping yet, so I don't know what I'm gonna
have a little
end
bit of
up
time.
with. Yes.
Well,
I'm going to
So
be
Thank
wearing
you for clearing that up.
a classy
You're going to wear the long
formal
sequined dress, are you? Or
colonial outfit.
17,
Chloe.
yeah,
yes,
1725 outfit.
With sequins, have the,
yes.
So taking a look at what I'm going to be wearing,
yeah.
uh,
We should not all take that
I
as a
might have
hint.
to hide. The fact is,
Yeah.
it's going to be something that represents
Yeah,
years of history.
yeah.
Yes.
Go way back here in the town of Easton. Amanda, I got to thank you as well for working around your family. You know, you got two little ones at home, and you found a way to do what had to be done.
Yep.
And you appreciate the fact that your partner, Annemarie, has been at your beckoning call. And between the two of you, you got the job done, no doubt
We
about it.
do. Yes, we work great together. We always have.
We always have.
Yep.
Did
We
you want to
always
say
have.
anything? I know there's going to be good food, there's going to be music, there's going to be dancing.
Yes.
Any special welcoming that people are going to get when they walk through the door, or is that a surprise?
We have a few surprises set up, but basically what we want to do is we're aiming for just to have fun. This is actually the only paid event that we have through this year of events, And the only reason for that is it is so pricey for all of this that we're doing. So we kept the ticket prices as low as we could. And then we really depended on private donations to fill in. But I think it's going to be really nice and fun. I think, we all need a little fun. We all need, just to come and have fun. Amanda and I, however, will probably have name tags. We'll probably get some bedazzled name tags.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if you need us, we will be on the floor because it's not in our nature to, even though Bon Appetit has a fabulous staff, I don't think it's going to be in our nature to actually let it go because
down
we've
and eat,
been
yeah.
working on it for so long and actually sit down. I think we're going to be with our clipboards, making sure everything goes okay. Dave will be speaking, right? And
I'll be
this-
brief, but it's a nice opportunity for
Yeah.
me to say thank you. I can't go into names, but generally there's lots of people who need to be thanked to put a celebration like this
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
I am forever grateful to have had the honor to chair this, and I had a terrific vice chair. And
Dale
of
has
course,
Dale's
Dale
great.
Dale's done
Forrester,
yeoman's work.
a very
It's,
positive guy, and we got things done. And
But when you think
We
of
sure
it, David,
did.
there are so many incredible people on that committee. The ones that the select board appointed, and what I call the backbenchers, the rest of the folks who sit behind there and help to make things happen, help the ideas come to fruition. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a rather unwieldy kind of a thing when you think about 365 days of events and all of the resourcing and planning and the logistics and the day of kind of work that needs to go into events like this. Doing one or two in the course of 12 months, probably a pretty good challenge for most folks. Doing 9 of them within the 12-month period, and then the other partnership events in between. I don't think there's any way to say thank you enough to all of the people behind those 10 committee persons who really carried it forward, who took the plans and said, let's make it
I
happen.
may have to spend the next year saying thank you.
You
after this
probably
is
will.
over.
Yeah.
But I thought about our team watching the Patriots this past weekend. The coach was interviewed at the end, and he talked about a team coming together. And I was thinking about our team, and there's no doubt about it. Everybody had a little piece of the pie.
Yep.
They followed through in their responsibilities. And it's like any other committee, always have some folks that have different ideas.
Sure.
And the majority rules, and we come out with what I think
Yeah.
is not only a gigantic celebration for a small community, and it brought families together, and we couldn't have picked a better theme.
Sure did.
No, you definitely.
And I think
did.
that a huge amount of credit also goes to the major sponsors, the
Yes.
sponsors of the signature events, companies and individuals who said, yeah, this is important. This is something that for a town that has so much history, it's important now to help support these historic events, because these are going to be history next year and the
Yes.
year after and the year after, and people will look back and are going to walk up and down the streets of the town saying, remember when?
Yes.
Remember the bonfire? Remember
Yes.
the fireworks? Remember the auto show? Remember, it's going to be big events and small events where people saw each other, where their kids saw their kids and played together, while the bonfire was going. If we haven't said thank you enough to the fire chief for what was an amazing display.
Incredible.
And the cool part was, it was so well managed that as the fire continued, they moved the rope line and people could get closer and closer. And
And he controlled the
absolutely.
trees that might have been in
Yep.
the area
Oh
and
yeah,
the fence.
they were spraying the
from
trees
courts.
for
Yeah.
an hour before the thing, but
was great.
just
But
to
I'm-
pull it off.
I'm
just
glad
to
that
say,
you mentioned the sponsors, and I'd like to certainly start off by thanking the Lee Williams Foundation for sponsoring the gala. which is coming up on the 27th, and
Yep.
we got the two coordinators sitting with us today. But going back to January 4th, the first event at Stonehill College once again, the Rhodes family and the
Yep.
Sharon
Credit
SCU
union. Yep.
Credit
Yep,
Union.
yep.
They came across with flying colors.
And the Rhodes family are just quiet supporters of this town in so many ways. They are they're the salt of the earth. They are the nicest people ever. We saw them as very, very involved and supportive townsfolk when I was at the museum. They are the kind of people you want in any town in America.
Yes.
So what a,
And
what
the
a
Art
wonderful
and Cultural Festival was sponsored by the Northeastern Savings Bank. And we appreciate that. They had a little bit of rain that night, but it carried through inside and outside at the Oak Ames Memorial Hall. How about the fireworks? Certainly Alex Pires. He gave back to the community where his roots were. He works and manages his own business out of town, but he likes to come back and do what he can to support the community.
But he's another unsung hero, Dave. He's a guy that half the people
Right.
probably don't even know who he is. He has family in town. He's a very successful attorney. He lives in Delaware, but he hasn't forgotten his roots.
No.
And that's what this kind of whole year has been about.
I'd also like to give a shout out and thank you to the Bank of Easton. They did the town picnic, they did the flag ceremony at the Bel Moscato Stadium, and they did the family picnic. And we thank them for all the good things they have done. And of course, their treasurer is also our treasurer,
Yes.
Jeanette Camara. And we also wanted to thank all the participants and volunteers that help with the parade. It takes about 30, 35 people just to run a parade, which I thought turned out to be one of the largest parades the town has had. We thank the Haynes Group
Yes.
for their support and putting together a parade. And I saw the Haynes family, they look very happy.
Yep.
When the sponsor's happy, you know somehow it came out the right way. How about that block party? That was absolutely terrific.
Amazing.
That was at the Governor Ames estate. And Doug King always comes through
He does.
with flying colors.
He does
Doug
indeed.
King
He does
Construction.
indeed. And you could not have picked a better locale. You know, the Ames estate property offered kids an opportunity to run around. There was plenty of room for, you know, public service booths, you know, community organization booths, the food. It was seamless. You know, you just roll onto the property and have a great afternoon.
wonderful.
And the weather was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean,
Perfect
you could
day.
not have asked for
Did
a
you
better
know
day.
all the food trucks that were there sold out?
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised because it
Sold
was
out,
good stuff.
Which was, yes.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah, you
think
couldn't
we
go
even
hungry
made it
at
to
that
the food
event.
trucks. We were so busy.
I got a coffee like the last 20 minutes. I was like, I'm gonna die.
We were so busy.
It was still packed out there
Yeah.
with people
I never
getting
got
anything
to
they
the
can.
food truck.
I
Yeah.
never
You
did
didn't?
either.
Oh, you missed some pretty good
It was
stuff.
some real
I know
good
my
stuff.
wife asked me, how come first thing you do is to eat when you come home? Because I don't get a chance
You're
to
busy.
do much of that.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also
and
like
again,
to-
a huge number of volunteers.
Yes.
I mean, Dan and Jamie did a great
They
job
really
in terms
did a
of
great job.
organizing who was going to help with everything. But,
Absolutely.
I mean, I think I was there like 7:30 in the morning, started to set up cones and you know
Yeah.
move tables around and stuff. And it was like a Swiss clock. Everything just moved.
They're amazing,
They are.
Dan and Jamie
They are.
Anderson. They just knocked it out of the park. They were so organized. I've never. They,
And so nice.
so kind.
No edge to it. It was just
No,
like, yeah, let's do this. You know?
And the nice thing about the whole committee and all the events that have been run through the year and even just in the planning phases, because we've been involved for some time, and now is their ability to pivot. The block party was originally supposed to be downtown. And then I forget the reason why they couldn't
Well,
do
it's
it
because
downtown.
of controlling the main street and traffic.
Right.
That was a recommendation
So they
of the
had to
police.
pivot to that. We were originally, the first event was going to be at the high school. We ended up not being able to do that, so we had to pivot into Stonehill. But everything just went seamlessly because when we needed help, we'd ask for it, and everybody would be there. When we needed permits, we have a selectman, Craig, and he took care of that because a lot of times you have to pivot. It's kind of like when we were doing weddings and we'd get a wedding cake delivery and it would be smashed or whatever.
Or
and we're
not
in
the
there
right cake.
doing not the right cake.
names on it.
Wrong
and, you
cake.
know, but they never knew anything was going on because we would just smile and we just took care of it.
Yep.
And I think that's a great thing about this committee, watching these ideas, maybe like bunches of them, that would, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that, and then all of a sudden it just comes together and it's like, wow, let's do this.
Yeah, and you wind up doing this and that.
Right.
And it's perfect.
And no one ever knew it was supposed to be another way.
No.
Right.
And,
Never know.
and
It was great.
it wouldn't have made any difference anyhow.
Exactly.
It was
Still would've been
terrific. And
great.
before we take a short break, because we're at the halfway point, I did want to once again thank Dave Howe and his construction company for all the things they did. They even helped us with equipment to build a bonfire.
Yes.
And we had a huge attendance, just like all the events. And we can be very proud as a committee. And I know that there are many volunteers that said they had fun doing it. And I'd be surprised, I should say I am surprised that the committee members are still talking to
I
me
know.
because we had over 80
love you,
meetings.
Dave.
Well, we can talk about this after the break, but I am not aware of anybody in any of these events who has said, "Gee, I don't want to do that again." Most people are going, "Yeah, let's do something next year."
I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't.
Yeah.
We
I'm not
have
sure
to
we
do
want to go there
something,
yet. We're going to take a nice deep breath after December 27th.
You can see the sign behind our guest. Congratulations to the Town of Easton. In celebrating 300 years of history, what a year this has been here in 2025. We cannot thank enough all the volunteers in the community that came forward to make this happen. And I am so pleased as the chair. And even though I've had some experience doing this in another town and assisting as third town, I got to tell you, this has been fabulous here in the town of Easton. Before we have some more questions for our guest, I did want to give a shout out to Jason Snyder, our veterans agent. As we approach Veterans Day on November 11th, we have a special ceremony that will take place at the Easton's Veterans Memorial Park. And that will be scheduled on November 11th. That's a Tuesday, and it'll be at 10 a.m. So folks, come down and support the veterans. And if you're familiar with someone who's a veteran, don't be afraid to go up to the veteran and reach out your hand and shake their hands and say, thank you so much for your service. I think that's important. And we're talking about the Easton 300. We have a couple events coming up. We have a partnership event that'll take place on December 21st. And guess what? That date is the date that is our official celebration date, as we the signatures took place on that date. And we're going to be meeting at the oldest home on Bay Road for a brief ceremony with the Easton Select Board. There's going to be some light refreshments, and it's going to be an open house. And my vice chair, Dale Carrister, will be running that program. And like everything else, we draw large crowds. If it's an Easton 300 event, somebody said, I'm going.
They'll be there.
So it's absolutely terrific. But out of all the things, Annemarie, that you've done this year with the celebration, which one did you like the best, or did you like them all?
I think every event was so different. They all had their unique qualities. So I would be remiss saying I liked one over the other. I think they were all great. However, I am a fireworks junkie, so the fireworks were unbelievable. But I think everyone had its unique flavor. So I think they were all good. They were all well attended. We've been at every single one of them. Actually, missed the parade
And I missed the
because I was
Arts
took
and
my
Cultural
grandchildren
Festival.
to Disneyland. I'm sorry, but
Well, you know, with a year-round celebration, it's difficult to be at everything. But I got to tell you, the fireworks, from my experience, to have 3 finales,
Yep.
that was above
amazing.
and beyond. And
was
the fireworks
amazing.
company did a superb
hats off to
job.
Really
them.
fantastic.
They
And
kind of
I've-
added
job.
a little bit
I've
on
seen
their end, yeah.
They
3 or
did.
4 displays this year, and I thought the Easton one was one of the best. I'm not talking about Boston and Quincy, where they spend lots of dollars to, like $1 million to shoot off fireworks.
they were amazing. They were amazing. It was wonderful.
And the parade was absolutely terrific to see the crowds along Center Street and Main Street.
It was.
I got the nice feel of people happy with that parade. So I think there's going to be future parades that people will want to attend.
I don't
The
think
block
folks
party
like
was
it.
outstanding.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
we all
Yes.
It
felt
was.
that
Yeah.
same way that
Yes.
if anything, any event exemplified the spirit of families and community.
That was great.
Amanda, I wanted to ask you, any particular event that you were excited about outside of the planning of 2 major events?
Yeah, I agree. I can't really say that there was one over all the rest that was my favorite, but my kids really enjoyed the block party. They loved the parade, seeing all the different floats go by and candy being thrown, and that was a lot of fun. They really liked being able to go on like the jumpy bounce houses. The music was really great at the bonfire as well. We had some really great bands. Actually, all the events that have had live music have been outstanding.
Yes.
That's always fun, watch all the kids dancing. And then towards the end of the night, the adults loosened up and, we're having a great time and dancing to those bands as well. So
And I want to thank the Massachusetts State Police. They provided the flyover with the helicopters at
That
2
was
events,
very
the
cool.
That
parade,
was great.
and they also
Yeah.
did the flag ceremony to recognize veterans in town. I heard that he was going to fly in close to wave to me. I thought he was going to land there, but the fact is, it brought a lot of smiles on people's faces.
Well, as you remember, at the beginning of the parade, we were being informed that we
Wasn't
may
coming.
not have a flyover. There wasn't enough ceiling. There wasn't enough
Right.
distance, in terms of where the aircraft have to go. And so Dan and I were calling the parade, and we just told folks, I'm sorry, we may not have it. And then, 40 minutes later, you hear the kids oohing and aahing in the roar of those engines, and here they
Somebody-
come up. How many
it's-
passes did they make over Center Street? 3, I think.
few,
They
yeah.
just
3.
cycled back.
That's great.
And yeah, so hats off to them. They just,
Someone said to me in the community that you'll never have a flyover. It's tough to get them.
yeah.
And I had said to them after the parade that I made a mistake on that flyover. And they said, no, it came. I said, no, my mistake was I said 1 flyover.
Yeah.
We had 2 or 3.
Yeah. I think they were enjoying it too, maybe. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it wasn't the height of the thing. I mean, everything. There's no kid in the world that I know that doesn't like seeing fire engines. And they certainly had plenty of those. And the floats and the folks marching, including Father John. Father John
Yeah.
Denning with a bunch of
He
Stone
walked the
Hill
whole
Hut,
parade.
marching the entire length of the parade from Short Street all the way downtown, and had a blast. And he's still talking about it.
Oh my
So,
goodness, that's so
yeah,
wonderful.
It's again, it was. We keep talking about the word community, and how this has all been about community and pride in the community and what a community can do. Whether it's the parade or the bonfire or the fireworks or the picnic, they all are just the epitome of community, and that's what. That's probably why people are saying, "Let's do it again," because
Yes.
it really feels good to be a community.
I've had some people in town also talk to me about the merchandise. They were absolutely thrilled. I have a sweatshirt on right now that I'm very proud of. It has a logo. But Amanda and Annemarie, I thought it was a big hit by having
Yeah.
merchandise. People wanted to be part of the team. They wanted to get sweatshirts. Tell us about some of the stuff and which ones were the most popular.
I would say that for sure the most popular are the blankets. We had really great blankets. We should have brought one with us today.
We
you know?
should
I
have
didn't
brought
even think about
one.
it. They're really great. They're in ivory and gray, and they look good in any house, any dorm room. They're really beautiful. They're hand woven, and they have all the buildings that are historical in town with the logo in the middle, and it says, you know, the years, and it's really a beautiful
It
blanket.
is. It's a really lovely product.
Yeah, great holiday gift. We do have a handful left, so they are available. They are marked down to $35, so you can secure one yourself if
So
you
quick
so
question,
choose. Yeah.
will there be any merchandise available at the gala? Because I'm sure our viewers
Well,
are going, maybe I can get it there.
So even though the big events are over, we still do have some merchandise left. So we are going to be at the Festival of Trees, which is on,
Terrific.
It's the
It's a-
shopping day.
it's the vendor day, which
Sunday
is the
after
Sunday
Thanksgiving?
after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
We will then be at the Lions Club weekend
At the
downtown
Rockery?
at the
Okay.
Rock
Yeah.
inside the Oaks Ames building. And then we will also be at the Tempo Craft Fair on December 13th.
Oh, good.
But in the meantime, there's an email. You can email us. If you know us, you can text us. You can go on the website and look at all the merchandise, and we will deliver it to you. We can take payment over the phone. You can. Amanda's house has been a drop-off location, so people just leave money under the mat, and we leave the merchandise on the porch, and it
Now
works.
that's community.
It works for
You can leave money
everybody.
under the
Yep.
doormat.
Yeah, most people tend to pay over the phone with
Yeah,
a credit
but
card
still.
or leave a check.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for sure, we accept cash, check, or credit cards.
Now,
and
where
you can,
is that, Matt?
You know it well.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, you knock on my door every day.
Yeah.
But we will have everything is listed on the website as well. So it's easton300.org is the website that you can go visit. Their gala information is there. The schedule of events upcoming, which again, like Annemarie said, we do have a few things upcoming. We won't have any merchandise at the gala, but we will have it all the way through the gala, of course. And if there's anything you want to purchase that we still have available and you want to tell us at the gala, we can take payment right there and we can drop it off
Right.
right
Great.
after that.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
And the reason we're not selling merchandise at the gala is because we don't want anybody to have to work at the gala.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're not doing. We had thought about maybe doing it, but we're hoping
think
by
that's a good
then
choice.
we might just, we don't want any of our people to have to really work. Want them to have a good time and just have some fun. And we're easy to reach. Can always get a hold of us. And we'll get you whatever you want, whatever you
more
like, if we
people-
have any left.
That I consider to be unsung heroes. People who have done things behind the scenes, not expecting any credit for it. But I'd like to give a shout out and thank you to Miss Banks.
Casey.
Yeah,
Casey
Casey
Banks.
Banks. She did a lot of our flyers. I thank the other coordinators of other events. I think of Corey Ahonen
Yeah.
taking on
And
not
Mike.
just a parade this year, but the largest parade the town has had.
Yep.
And he worked around his tight schedule working in Boston. And I know that there are other folks who, Craig Lepro, did a lot of physical work behind the scenes,
He's been great.
using
He's been
his
so
vehicle
helpful.
and being available. And we thank you, Craig, very much. Our select board representative, he
Craig
really
Archer, yeah.
took care of things behind the scenes that had to be taken care of in order to do a celebration. So thank you, Craig, for what you have done. And with all the other town responsibilities that he had. And it's amazing how people like the coordinators, we couldn't do this celebration without them.
No, true.
Each one of them, I think of Jessica Zimmerman. I think of Joan Lundgren and Diane Lasati,
Yeah.
who
Oh,
did
yeah.
the Art and Cultural Festival. We already recognized the folks who took the lead, a young couple in town. They worked together. That's a good way to work together with your partner and not leave your partner at home. That's why I got my partner involved in the celebration, and she has enjoyed it just as much as I have.
Linda has
has.
worked very hard, and she has to put up with you all day long too.
That's right.
Yes.
Talking about the celebration, but
And also Karen and Tom Hetzel have
Yes.
been
Oh, they
beside
did a great
us for everything.
Yep.
They
And the
also
Langwater event
they
was
did
terrific, huh?
they
Yes.
chaired the
Yes.
Langwater event. That was wonderful.
Which was another success.
Really
another
great, yep.
partnership
Yeah.
success.
And they're
So,
there with us lugging merchandise into the trucks and setting up and
Yep.
then unloading it and
Yep.
loading it again. They've been wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
One other thank you that I think is important is to all of our viewers and all of the residents who attended. I mean, we're talking about thousands and thousands of
Yes.
people who attended these events, who made them successful, and who then told others about them. So the next event had just as many or maybe even more people.
true.
And folks probably rearranged their schedules, so that they could make an event, whether it was for them or their kids or whomever. I mean, we can't forget the population that made these so successful, because all of the folks that did all the work behind it, it would never happen without them. But they're doing it for the community, and the community.
And Brian, I was
showed up.
I was impressed with the young people saying thank you
So
for the
polite.
flashlights.
Everybody
Yeah.
is always is.
It
Exactly.
was
Every
something
event,
a
they
little
were always
different.
polite.
Yeah.
How about the class of 2025 saying thank you for the blankets that
Yeah.
the committee
Yes.
Yes.
provided,
Yep.
which is a little different twist.
Every single one
They
of
took
them.
them off to college. One senior said, "I hope that you'll understand, I gave that blanket to my grandmother." I thought that was absolutely terrific.
So
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people do care.
They
They
do.
share their time and their talent. And there's a lot more unsung heroes that have done things for us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I thank Ken Michael for some of the things that he's done. And Courtney Pupkin,
Yep.
Pupkin,
For fundraising.
she did a terrific job in the
Yes.
fundraising category. And it's just amazing how it all came together. Everybody had a responsibility. I wish I could play the tape of the first meeting. Play the tape right now.
Especially the part where they said, "How much money do we have to raise?"
I know.
Yeah.
We're not
We
going to
can
be able to do that.
that.
And
Yeah.
of course, we appreciate and thank all the town department heads.
Yes.
I know that there are certain things that we have to pay for in terms of services. You cannot run a celebration this size without having security, without having streets
Yeah.
cut off and,
Yeah.
and blocked off. Those things have to happen. And what about DPW putting up all the banners,
Oh my goodness.
200 and almost 240 banners?
And they are still up.
And they're
they
gonna
will
be
still
taking
look
those
They're still
down.
look
Fantastic.
fantastic. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to come down in January, weather permitting.
It's funny, I came down Main Street after one of my meetings today and saw the folks starting to put the garlands up on the light posts. And I thought to myself, they're going to be working around the banners that are still on those light posts, because they'll be there, through January. And for most of them were up 13, 14 months.
Yeah.
That somebody had, a little sign out there saying we support this. We're their financial supporters certainly for ordering a banner, but they're supporting getting this whole thing together and doing what so many people did.
So thank you, Police Chief, Fire Chief, the Director of Public Works. And we also thank Sean at the Town Administrator's Office. He and Connor, the Town Administrator, have been very cooperative. And of course, they all have to be involved in order for
Yeah.
us to to make a celebration this size or
Yes.
this magnitude to take place. Would also like to thank ECAT, Easton Community Access Television.
Yes.
They not only covered all of our meetings, 80 plus, but they also covered all the events, not just the signature events, but all the partnership events.
Yep.
It was our intention as a committee is to make sure that we do not eliminate any of the ongoing events. All we did was ask them to beef it up a little bit so that we can not only increase the attendance, and it was a good warm feeling to
Yes, it was.
to be able to see all that happen. Let me ask you, Brian, you've gone through this whole celebration. What can you say to the townspeople that are watching this cable cast?
I'm not sure there's much I can say that I haven't already said. And as you know, over the couple of years we've been doing this, I keep referring to this common thread of community, of people coming together to get something done and to do it well, to do it with a smile on their face, and to do it in such a way that at the end, I think most of us thought you couldn't have done it any better. And to have that kind of quality to all of these events. We may be a small town, but it wasn't small town stuff that happened. It was big time, well orchestrated, well run, well sponsored, and well attended. And that doesn't happen by accident, So I think, yes, the committee and the 40 or 50 so folks behind the committee and all of the volunteers, but it's like the sum is bigger than the parts. That's the way this whole year has been. So to me, it's thank you to the folks of Easton. It's thank you to everyone who participated. But I don't think it could have come any better.
And thank you for mentioning the word community, because that's a magic word for the whole celebration. Somebody come up to me after the bonfire and they said, "Are you Dave Community?" And I said, "No, Clifton."
Yeah,
And I said, "Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
That's a compliment
Yeah.
that you would mention the word community."
sure.
And he said, "Well, I meant that because I saw people coming together." And make sure you pass that over to the committee, that we were very happy to live in the town of Easton and to know that this is a community that it's a great place to bring up a family. It's a great place to live. Neighbors are talking to each other. And they are expecting some of these events may happen again
Yeah,
because they
Yeah.
want to do things with their families. And I think that's important.
I think it is too, and it's great, community partners and businesses in the town, and business people in the town, and people who their business may not be located here, but they live here, and they've brought their business into, these events as a supporter, as a donor, and as a participant. And I don't think there's any greater accolade that you could give than to say, "I like this so much, I'm bringing my friends, I'm bringing my company, I'm bringing my colleagues." And that way, the community gets richer and bigger and more involved. So I'm not surprised that people are saying, "Hey, can we do this again?"
Oh, yes.
I don't think we can do an entire year like we did, but there are going to probably be some signature events that become mainstays for this community. It's like you're going to have an annual this or an annual that kind of was born out of this past year's celebrations. And
That
And
would be
also like to thank
fabulous.
the Ames family, Fred and Bill, and
Yeah,
even
the
Dave,
Ames.
who lives out of town. He's been involved in some activity that's taken place at
Yes.
the Historical Society.
Yep.
I'd like to thank also the Easton Select Board, led by the chairperson, Dottie Fulgenetti. Dottie not only attended every event,
Every event.
she had a smile on her face. She really enjoyed the celebration,
Right.
and that was quite obvious. So, and they're all looking forward to the gala.
Yeah.
Final comments from you, Amanda?
No, just make sure you get your Gala tickets soon. Again, go to easton300.org to get your tickets. You can also just mail a check to P.O. Box 300 in Easton 02334. And we are very much looking forward to seeing you all on December 27th.
We want you to walk the red carpet, which will
Yes.
be at the front entrance
We'll be
of
rolled
the
out.
celebration at Stonehill College. And Annemarie, some final comments.
I think that Amanda said it very well, but one thing I did want to mention was we got an email from Ken Michael, and I don't know if you all saw it. Somebody had made a pumpkin with the logo perfectly on it, and I think he said it
Love
was
it.
on Daily App. Did you see that?
I went by to see it and took a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's
was-
Gotta put it in the
beautiful.
yearbook.
It was
phenomenal.
beautiful, and I don't know who did it, but thank you. It was fantastic. It was a giant pumpkin, and it had the logo and the clock. It was just fabulous.
If
It
you have a
even had
picture of
the-
that, I want you to send it to me. That
At
I
the same
Yes.
time, 3 o'clock.
Right, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that a few of the committee had said we have to put that in the anniversary book, but whoever did that, great job. And regarding the gala, we are so excited. Please introduce yourselves to Amanda and I when you come in. And if you have any questions at all, don't know how to fill out the form, just my phone number's on there. We have a gala email. Just get in touch with us any way you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't miss it because you can't figure out how to do
Right.
it. Call us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, Brian and I want to thank you, Anne-Marie, and
Thank
Amanda
you.
for all your hard work and effort
Of course.
We
to
love
put this
it.
together. And of course, communication with the community, and that's why we have this show on a monthly basis to bring to your attention the upcoming events and the whole purpose of us coming together. We're going to try to show on camera a copy of the billboard that said the official thank yous. We had 3 changes on the billboard located on Belmont Street in Easton, and it said thank you. And it was a good way of saying it. It was very brief, but not too many organizations put a thank you one up. And we wanted to thank the community, and you did it in a nice way, Brian, and I think that's so important. As we wrap up our show, there may be a little music in the background, and it's called Old Lang Syne. It's something that when you end a year, you end it in celebration. We have an awful lot to celebrate.
We do.
So as we wrap up our show, we thank all those folks who have spent their time and their energy to help make this celebration become a reality. I say thank you again to all of the sponsors for your generous donations. We want you to know that it will not, it'll always be remembered because it's one of the things we have to have in order to make it work. So there's a committee, there's coordinators, there's volunteers, there's generous donations that take place. We were careful not to take town funds to make this celebration happen. So I say to each and every one of you, go forth to serve, do it with a smile on your face. And if you're going to do something good to somebody out there in the community, and I think that's a good thing to do it with the dignity that it deserves, and do it with a smile on your face. So I say to everybody out there, thank you for joining us, and we give a special thank you to ECAT.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, folks.